Hey, what's up, everyone? AJ Writes Crypto here, coming to you live from beautiful Orcas Island, Washington. I hope you are all having a great start to your Thanksgiving break and all the things. I hope you enjoy your time with your family and everything. But, going into Thanksgiving, I want to give you guys a gem, a pure gem pick. I know, a lot of the times I focus on top 100 projects, which is awesome. You want to focus on the fundamental projects. You want to get those right down the middle solid picks. I don't always dig outside of the top 100 to tell you guys about the gems. But today I'm going to do that. And a lot of you might already know what it is, and you might not even realize the opportunity that has been sitting right in front of your face this entire time. And of course, I'm talking about no other than the karate coin for karate combat. All right. So 6 days ago, I put up this tweet right here. And for the sake of clarity, I'm going to read it to you. The exact date isn't set, but we know there's a karate combat fight coming in early December. Since July, there have been 4 fights and 4 main pumps. All right. And this is kind of what I'm building to here. The fights are connected to the pumps of karate token. Of course, if I think attached to Hedera, it's a fast growing sport. Karate combat has been doing amazing things. I think if you want to buy and hold this project long term, I do feel that you'll be successful, but it has been very volatile, up and down 100% at a time. And as a trader, I'm sure you're already starting to look at the implications here. All right, so let's continue on with this here. So since July, there have been 4 fights and 4 main pumps. Big alarm at this level. We'll get to that in a minute. Some of the pumps are before the fights. Some of them are after. But what matters is that they happen every single time. This alarm that I gave you on Twitter 6 days ago is the secret key to the karate chart. Before and after every main pump, the price revisits the same level over and over again. And from that level, on average, it's a 76% pump within 7.25 days on either side of the fight. But since the next fight is coming and we're still below that level, that can only mean one thing. And this is the detailed video about the thesis of this chart. So as you can see on the chart right here that I gave you on Twitter, let me zoom in on it just a little bit. We were actually still at the time 9% below that massive support resistance level I told you about at 0.00055. That is the biggest support resistance level on the chart. Since that tweet, we are actually above that level now, as expected, but that does not mean that there's not so many more gains to come out of this token. I did say in the tweet that KC51 coming in Miami in December, that the date was not set yet. And even if you look on the Karate Combat website, the date is still not on the website. But if you head over to the Karate Combat Twitter, you will learn that the bantamweight title fight for Shelmaya versus Vergara is going to be Miami, December 19th. So December 19th, we have the date set for the fight. So let's circle back to that tweet really fast, okay? Because what did I say in the tweet? So from that level that we talked about, on average, it's a 76% pump within 7.25 days on either side of the fight. So let's go to the chart now and dissect this pattern, this thesis that I have been talking about for this chart. So here we are, and here is this value area that I'm talking about. That's actually between 0.004 and 0.00055. And anytime from KC48 to now, anytime you bought in this value area, ultimately a very good purchase. Okay, so let's kind of tell the full story here. The day of KC 48, which was Nashville. Of course, this was the biggest pump of the past 4 fights. This was at the Crypto Bitcoin Nashville conference. There was a lot of people there. There's a lot of hype there. Of course, that makes a lot of sense that this was the biggest pump out of the previous 4 fights. And this is the only example out of the past 4 pumps where the top of the pump was the day of the fight. This is the only one out of these 4 fights where we can say this is true. All right. And that was in 8 days from our massive support resistance level. You can see that circle down here. It touched that level, that 0.00055, and went on this pump. 8 days, 112%. Not bad, right? So now there was a big lull in August for the karate chart. And why is that? Because there wasn't a fight in August. That made complete sense. But very important, we set another support resistance level, 0.006, and that is going to come back into play moving forward. That is the second most important level, where 0.00055 is the most important level. But now we're above both of them right now, to be honest. So I'm going off track. Let me get back onto the story here. So KC49, this was the date right here. If you zoom in on the chart, we actually did have a wick up to the 0.6 support resistance level that day, but the pump for that fight actually happened four days after the fight, and it was a 55% pump. So this time the pump came after the fight. KC50 was right here. This was a 67% pump in 11 days, and the top of the pump happened after the fight again. All right. And then the most recent very large pump was actually before it was a 70% pump in 6 days. And it was a couple days before kickback 3, which was the fight in Thailand. All right. So obviously we've determined that there is a relationship between the fights and large pumps for karate combat. There have been 4 main pumps since KC48, and there have been 4 fights since KC48. And they all have a pump attached to them. And now we know, according to this tweet here from Karate Combat, that there is a fight coming on December 19th. And what did we say? From our support resistance level, these pumps on average are 76%. And, they happen within a week on either side of the fight itself. All right. So we're looking at from December 12th to, wait, what was the date again? I got to not fresh in my mind. December. So from December 12th to December 26th, we should see the top for this fight. All right. So let's talk about this chart here. So very big deal about this 0.006 level that I've been telling you about is this low volume node. Every time karate has a big pump, like right here, it quickly moves through this level, quickly moves through this level, quickly moves through this level. Why is that? It's because there's a massive low volume node right here on the side of the chart. And what does that mean? That means that the visible range volume profile shows you literally where the money is located on the chart. Where is the liquidity? Where are the positions on the chart? And right here, there's a big pump, and nothing in the middle. This volume profile starts at 0.00627. Right now, we're at 6.1. So if we can get from where we are to 627, that about hands us 17.5% to the upside, because it's going to rip right through that level. All 4 of these past pumps quickly came through this low volume node from here to here on the chart. And then the rest is basically gravy. And we are still below the low volume node now, which is basically a free 17% of the trade that's going to happen coming into the next fight, which would be KC52. All right. Also, we are talking about the support resistance level at 0.006. We are above that now. Actually, from the tweet itself, we were 9% below support resistance at the time, actually up 18% since that tweet. And if you just went from the level, you're up 8.8%. But that doesn't mean that it's over. There is still time before the fight to load up. We know that at a lot of 0.627, we're going to run into this low volume node. We also know that we are currently above support resistance at 6, and there's another local high right here at 6.5. So you could conditionally range Karate Combat between 0.006 and 0.065 and go from there. Personally, I think that it like I said, the pumps happen within a week on either side of the fight. Sometimes it's closer to the fight, sometimes it's after the fight or before the fight. But the point is that the pump has not happened yet, and we know the fight is coming. That's it. That's where we sit. So I'm going to theorize that, here's the top for kickback 3. All right. And from right here, right now, we are still 35% below that pump. All right. And here's the pump from KC50 right here. And this was a 67% pump. Kind of draw this line across like here and measure from this point in time. And we are 53% below that. And I believe that this next fight will at least bring us somewhere in here, which is, somewhere between a 35 and 50% pump coming into the new fight. So that is my thesis. Hey, it could go further than that. You want the truth here? Karate Combat, the karate token is actually a 1,000% below its all-time high. And hey, this thing's connected to the Hedera ecosystem, has a lot of backing. It's well funded. Not to mention the layer 2 up is coming next year. I made a video about up. If you want to learn about it, click the link down below in the description. But I could not be more bullish on Karate Combat, on the token, on the Fight League itself, and all the things that they're doing in the crypto community. Big shout out to them. And thank you also to Karate Combat for sponsoring this channel. But sponsorship regardless, this chart is hot. There's a big low volume node. There's a connection between the price action and the fights themselves. There has not been a pump yet, and the next pump is coming because the next fight is coming on December 19th. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure you smash the like button, follow Karate Combat on Twitter and all the social media platforms, and ring the bell for notifications, everything like that. Shout out to the chat. Love you guys. Much love. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.